So we're looking at the foreign exchange market here. And for part A, all I wanted you to do was graph it. Since the focus here is on the pound, we have a quantity of British pounds in the horizontal axis, and in the vertical axis, the dollars per pound. So each one British pound will give us $1.50. All right, obviously gets higher as we move up. So that's all you needed in part A. It's a pretty simple graph. Now for part B, now this is the Bank of England who implements a contractionary monetary policy. The word there is monetary. So that's going to have a direct effect on interest rates, because when you engage in contractionary monetary policy, you sell bonds, which in turn drives up higher interest rates. Okay, it lowers the price of the bonds, higher interest rates. And that's what I wrote down here. You'll see that. Now, when an economy has higher interest rate, that's going to attract foreign investment. So, I mean, think about you. If you had money and you were investing money, would you rather invest in a higher interest rate or a lower interest rate? Okay. So those higher interest rates generally attract foreign investment. And by attracting that foreign investment, so remember, that means you're going to take investors from the United States who want to come to Britain, right? So, or England, I should say. So what that's going to do is that's going to increase the demand for the pound. In order to invest in British investments, they're going to have to exchange their currency for pounds. That drives up the demand for pounds. And in turn, what drives up the demand for one lowers the other. So that means pound appreciates, dollars depreciate. And as a result of that, that would mean that the demand curve, since this is for the pound, demand curve would shift right, and a simultaneous supply curve would shift left. Okay. Now, if we look at part C, now this one is interesting. I know what they're going to want for this, what the textbook usually says, but there's another approach to this, so I'm explaining this to you. This is the U.S. government implementing expansionary fiscal policy. So now it doesn't say what type of fiscal policy. Are they going to lower interest rates? Are they going to increase spending? Okay. But since we don't know, it's tough to say. But one thing we do know is generally with expansionary fiscal policy, all right, that leads to higher interest rates, all right, because what you're doing is you have to finance it. The finance that you're going to the loanable funds market, and what you're doing is you're taking a lot of that money out of there. So since you're taking the money out of the banking system, you're driving up the demand. That means you're driving up interest rates. And when you drive up interest rates, again, what did I just say? That increases attraction to your currency, your country. So that means the demand for pound would go down, because now, since U.S. has higher rates, they want to buy U.S. investments, U.S. bonds, whatever. So that means they're going to buy the dollar, shift. Well, this would be a D. So buy the dollar, and they would sell the pound. So since this is in pounds, all right, what's happening there is the demand is decreasing for the pounds. Okay, and then in turn, supply is increasing. Now, another approach to this, that's probably going to be the answer you're going to want, since they're talking about the interest rates. Another approach is, though, is if you're spending money, you're the government, you're spending all kinds of money, you're driving up price levels. Well, when you drive up price levels, are you more likely to spend there? You're more likely to spend somewhere else where the prices are cheaper. So another approach to this is by the government spending so much, they drive up price levels, which would decrease the demand for the dollar, because it means people in the United States would rather go buy cheaper goods overseas, right? In Britain, in this case, in England, in this case, which would increase the demand for a pound. So there's two approaches to this, but the main approach is, in both cases, B and C, you're leading to higher interest rates. Okay, I hope that helps.